Hola a todos. Welcome everyone. It's like we have the pleasure today to have Elisa Martín Garijo with us. Thank you very much for coming and joining this WISE seminar series. I'm not going to tell you much about Elisa. She's a leader in the field of technology. She's the Chief Technology for Spain, Portugal, Greece, and Israel. A distinguished engineer. She works for IBM, Academy of Technology, and has been involved in many, many interesting projects. I'm not going to extend me in her career because one of the things that she's going to be commenting today is actually a bit of her path in IBM and many other things. Very, very interesting projects like the Watson, Smart Cities, and things that they are doing. I want to welcome especially today also the secondary high school La Salle that has joined us for this seminar, and with a further delay because you haven't come in here to listen to me, I'll give the floor to Elisa. That if anyone has a problem that she gives the talk in Spanish, it's like she probably will prefer. Is everyone okay with that?
If not, you can enjoy my Spanish.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, we are going to try, okay, in English, and also this is a good exercise for me, why not? So, well, the first is I am really excited to have this, to CNIO, okay? I mentioned before, the things that happen here are so relevant for all the society and for the people that it's always good news to come to here, okay? So thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My second comment is when they request me to be here, I try to thinking about what could be the core of my speech, okay? And this is the core, and that means the basic about what I like to transmit today, and it's about yes, we can, okay? Yes, we can. And the reason, and I am going to try to demonstrate around the different slides why I choose this lemma, okay? Yes, we can. So first, I am going to share with you my career. I like to share with you that. Sometimes when I take a look of this, and this is my reality, I never thought from the beginning, when I was young, when I was in the school, if someone told me that I am going to be here in this conference, sharing with experience, I never. Okay? And the reason is maybe because when you're thinking about, when you are so excited about the things that you are doing, you never thinking about the end of this. Just you work on the things, okay? Because the more relevant thing that you have in your hands is the things that you have in your hands in this special moment. And this is the milestones. What is true is it's important, and this is maybe something that I did in a good way, is to define milestones, okay? To take a look of my day-by-day job, or when I was in the university, or before, when I was in the school, okay? When someone asking me in the school, what do you like to study? I always answer mathematics. I was 7 years old, and when they asking me about my future studies, I always answered mathematics, okay? And I did it. When I was in the university, with someone asking me about what do you like to do after the studies, I said, I am going to work in IBM. And I am working in IBM, okay? And when I start to work in IBM, when someone asks me about what do you like to achieve in IBM, I always answer, I like to be a technical leader. And I am here, okay? So maybe this is the kind of milestones, or this is the kind of milestone, this is the objective, okay? But to achieve that objective, every year you need to have one milestone to fulfill. And this is the kind of milestones that I have in my career. Some of them are easy, like to start to finalize the studies in mathematics. This is like a business as usual for each of the people that decided to go to the university. But maybe some of them are not so easy, like to become member of the Academy of Technology, and also maybe to become senior IT architect, or in one point of time, to take the opportunity to become the technology innovation leader for IBM Spain, okay? Maybe you need difference, you approach that kind of milestone in different ways. But what is really relevant is to be sure that you are able to draw your career by milestones. Because each of the milestones means that you are growing on the things that you are doing. And it's very relevant, and for me, after 34 years as working in my company as a professional, okay, it's very relevant to understand that each of the period of my life, maybe each 4 years, I did something different. And I achieved one of my goals, okay? Also, it's important that sometimes the goals depend only from you. Sometimes the goals depend on the organization, and sometimes the goals depend on your peers. So, because to achieve that goal, maybe the board that is going to certify that you have the professional level that you are requesting for is peers, okay? But also this is very relevant. Maybe in this environment, this is not so special. In IT technology, this is not usual, because there are not a special career path for the IT people, okay? Maybe in the area of the science, and maybe in doing science in these specific research institutions, you have a better understanding about how you organize yourself based on your merits, okay? In IT, this is not usual at all, okay? There are very few companies that allow you to achieve to have these certifications, peer-to-peer certifications, okay? But I think are very, 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 very important to look for that peer-to-peer certifications, because are the certifications that really telling you that your colleagues believe that you are at the same level that they are, okay? So that's the kind of milestones that is important. Well, at least in my experience, this is what I try to do along my career. The other is to be able to achieve that milestones, okay, you need to learn by projects, okay? So you have goals, but at the same time, to be able to achieve the goals, you need to create your experience, okay? And in this case, what is very relevant is not to lose any opportunity in front of you. The opportunities never come back, never. Maybe another opportunity comes, but it's not going to be the same opportunity. And it's really relevant for your future, and if the people that is more senior here, for sure, that agree with me, that is very relevant to pick up any opportunity in front of you. And also, to thinking about why not, okay? Because every time that an opportunity comes to you, for instance, I was the lead IT architect for the Olympic Games in Sydney 2000, okay? We developed the application for Sydney 2000 here in Spain. IBM decided to localize the development team here in Spain. And I was part of the team, and I lead the architect of the systems. But do you see where is Sydney? Okay? Sydney is in the other side of the world. Okay? At that point of time, I am mother. I have 3 children. Okay? And at that point of time, my younger daughter had 2 years old. Okay? And I have other 2 children that was 8 years and 7 years. So, but I decided to go to that project because it was an opportunity. And for sure that if you're thinking about all the inhibitors to pick up that position, you can list off the possible inhibitors that you can have in the world. Okay? First question is, why me? I am going to be able to assume that responsibility. I am the best person to do it. I am going to have the capabilities to manage teams around the world in 5 different locations, in the West Coast in US, in the East Coast in US, in Sydney, in Spain, in Dallas, that is in the middle of US. I am able to manage all of these things at the same time during 2 years. I have enough technical knowledge to do this. I am going to be strong enough to be able to lead these things. I am going to understand the English of everyone. For sure, you can, all of these questions were in my brain when I decided to accept the challenge. Why are we thinking more on the inhibitors than on the things that we can achieve? To pick up that opportunity, give me the opportunity to become distinguished engineer. Give me the opportunity to be executive in my company. Give me the opportunity to be able to give me the opportunity to organize things, and at the end, give me the opportunity to do the job that I am doing now. So why not? And instead to review all the inhibitors you have opportunity in front of you, I like to suggest to you to review things that you can win. Because if you start to review the things that you can win, maybe you are able to answer the question. Okay? Currently, I am working in Innovation Leader, and I am working in a very excited projects, okay? Different kind of projects. I am working with Chef Waxon, so I organize and I create projects in relation about how we can combine different kinds of ingredients and different kinds of recipes, taking in account the personalization of the people, okay? So, or maybe, and I was in this institution talking about Waxon oncology, okay? So now I have the opportunity with the new technologies, I have the opportunity not only to be in the technical side of my industry, to be in one area that I think is the more excited in that point of time, okay? And how the technology is integrating with the social and with the usual life of the people, okay? How we are able to influence the decision of the doctors, how to help the doctors in the decisions, okay? How we are able to influence in the selections of the products, how we are able to influence in the way we educate people, okay? So this connection, this intersection between the social disciplines and the technology disciplines is open a new world of different things, okay? And that's an incredible moment. It's a moment that we had before in the IT industry, okay? And for us, and for the people that we are working in this industry, it's a real challenging moment. The connection between the physical world and the digital world, okay, is really opening a new way of doing things for the human beings. And this is why I am still, is why I am so excited about the future. I always said that I learned too early, okay? I learned early because I think that the future that we have, and you are the generation of our future, okay? Conscious of this, and be responsible. Generation that is going to find the new way for the society and for the planet. I don't know if you understand this, okay? With the changes that we have in front of us, it's really a very relevant and exciting changes. And this is basically because we are able to integrate the physical world and the digital world, creating new kind of organizations, new kind of relationships between people, new kind of solutions, a new kind of ways to resolve problems. Okay, so this is my experience, but if I like to share with you some tips and tips, okay? This is the more relevant, that when I analyze my career and I try to identify patterns, that now is so common to look for patterns, okay? If I look for patterns, this is what I can share with you, okay? Well, as I mentioned before, I try every year to set up the goal in my professional career. Even now that I am 57, I try I have a goal for this year, and I have a goal for the next year. I'm sure the next year that I am going to be 58, I am going to do the same, because this is part of my NDA, okay? Also, it's very important, the role models. From the very beginning in my career, I role models, okay? I was a colleague in IBM, and always when someone asking me about what do you like to do, and as I mentioned before, I like to be like Alfonso, okay? Because Alfonso was, for me, the technical model. Okay? How he works with clients, how he shared with the people, the deep knowledge that he had, and always I said the same. I like to be like Alfonso, okay? And so this is very important, but it's also very important for the rest of the people, not only for when you start in your career, but also it's important to have a role model and to be a role model, okay? Because the rest of the people, when you are leader, and leader means that you are not leader because you are a leader, okay? It's because someone follows you. So when you know that in your roles, you are a leader, someone is following you. So you become a role model in any way, in any case, sorry, okay? So also, I was confident. I try to be confident with the people, okay? I try to be a trust person in all the relationships. This is a principle in my company, but this is also a principle in my education, and this is maybe I find so comfort. Yeah, I am very comfort in my company because we have a very common things, okay? And also the generosity, and we forget about generosity sometimes. I don't know in the institutions like this one, but in the companies, when we talk about generosity, okay, it's a very difficult word. Because the people has a lot of ambitions. We are very ambitious people. And I am very ambitious, to be honest, okay? But at the same time, you should be very generous, okay? You should be very generous. And this makes the difference. And this made the difference because I mentioned before, the career of the people is based on opportunities, not to lose opportunities. And when you are generous, okay, what happens is the people around you give you more opportunities, bring you more things. So you are able to choose about what you are going to do. So it's like this problem, if I give something, I receive something, okay? So this attitude to be generous is a very positive attitude. Even if you are very ambitious, that sometimes this looks like a contradictory words. Okay? Never forget continuous education. Well, I am in an institution that this is the baseline, okay? Never forget continuous education. But for the rest of the discipline, this is not so common, okay? In IT, it's very difficult. Continuous education means that maybe just for 4 months, you can lose one wave of the technology, okay? When my last children born is Maria. Maria is my daughter, okay? The last one. Maria born in 1997, okay? And in 1997, internet was the time that internet started to grow fast, okay? If for any reason I was in my maternity leave for 4 months, okay? In 4 months, I had the risk to lose the internet bomb. Only for 4 months. To be able to capture everything that happened in that 4 months, okay, making me crazy during that period of time. I spent hours in front of the manuals and hours in front of the books and hours to try to select a project that helped me to catch again the moment that I lose for the maternity leave. Only for 4 months. So suppose that if in that period of time, I decided to extend the maternity leave for 1 year, okay? This is one of the challenges that we have the women in technology. This is one of the challenges because if you lose the momentum, okay, to recover all of the knowledge that you have, that you need, sometimes looks an impossible mission. So the other one is professional and private life is a continuous, okay? For me, it's, I really work a lot of hours. I work a lot of hours because I have a passion for my job, okay? Really, I have a passion. So sometimes I don't know how many hours I am doing something. I just sit down and working in the project, developing some codes, organizing the teams, whatever. But I have that passion. So really what works for me is that continuous integration between my personal life and my private life. Because sometimes it's not different between both. It's not a question about timetable organization. But it's not a question about to create boundaries between what you are doing in your job and what you are doing in your private life. Because I am just one person, and both aspects are part of myself. I cannot divide them. So I suppose that everyone that has passion for the things that they are doing, and I have passion from my family. Of course that I have passion with my children and with my husband, and also I have passion with the things that we created together, okay? But this is just one perspective of myself as a person. The other perspective is my job, my work, the things that I am doing every day, the things that I am able to collaborate to provide feedback to the society. This is also very relevant for myself. So this is why I said the connection between the two, continuous connection between the professional life and the private life. Again, some tips and tips on this is clear priorities, no doubts. Okay, so this is true. I am able to set up priorities and no doubts about that. Okay, this is the priorities. Today, during the weekend, during the week, this is the priorities. During the weekend, this is the priorities, and I follow the priorities. And if I have a travel, this is the priorities, and everyone understands that. Okay. So everyone knows and understands the priorities, but not only my family, but also my managers. My manager knows very well how I work. My manager knows very well what are my expectations, and they understand very well how I manage all of these things. I communicate to them, I agree with them, okay, and they assume that. So, and the last one is not my sentence, it's a sentence that comes from the Google chairman in Spain, that is also a lady, Francisca, and she said, and it's true, you need to have a very good logistics, okay, and you need to have a very good couple to manage that. And if you don't have the couple, you need more logistics, okay? So that's a reality. But again, back to the point, if you have good logistics and you organize your logistics based on your priorities and everyone has clear about that priorities, the things moving in a very smooth way, okay? At least that's my experience, and I survive, I am here, so I survive with this, okay? Without really big troubles on that. Travels, of course, everyone with 3 children, okay? I always said one thing, and it's also true, and I forget to add here, but it's also true. I said during the period of time that my children grow up, now they are 20, 27, 26, and 20, I always said, I never know what is going to happen after the shower. I know what is happening when I wake up and go to the shower, okay? But after the shower, everything can happen. So everything. You can go to the children, and the children maybe have temperature, so you need to go to the doctor, you need to organize up the agenda because you should go to the doctor, or maybe you need to go to the work and your husband pick up the children to go to the doctor, but you need to organize, and you organize everything every day, okay? Taking in account priorities and taking all of this in account. Also, this is very important. For the people, for us, it's very difficult to manage changes. We think that the changes are the exception. The changes happen every day, every hour, okay? And we should work with the changes. The things change. So you wake up, and maybe you organize the things in one way, and when you wake up, the world decided to organize everything in the other way, okay? Okay, perfect. Now, what I should do now, that the environment decide other thing, how I adapt to this. And this is one of the characteristics for the future employees and from the future workers, okay, for you. And it's the kind of situations. More and more, changes around us are going to be more frequent. Okay? And we need people able to adapt to the positive option. Change to be the rule, even if we don't recognize this. So 4 words that work, 4 important words, okay? Curiosity, curiosity, curiosity. I am sure that I was not here if I didn't have curiosity for the things, okay? Curiosity. And for all of you, this is part of your NDA because you are working in a research institution. So curiosity is in your NDA, okay? But never forget about that. And the new generations, never forget about that. The other word is enjoy. I always enjoy what I do, always. Even sometimes it looks not so enjoyable, but I enjoy. Why not? It's a question of attitude. If I enjoy something that maybe I don't like, okay, I am doing it in the best way, and the experience is not going to be so bad. So it's to be positive on this, okay? And also, sometimes the people the people asking me, Elisa, how are you? Perfect. What are you doing? I really enjoy what I am doing. So they like to become as Elisa. They like to become the next innovation leader because it looks like I have an incredible job that always I am doing incredible things, okay? And it's good. It's good because at the end, one of my to be a role model, okay? And also my mission is to transmit to the people the positive way to do the things. Team with someone else. I am not able to work alone. This is a fact. The best ideas that I have in my life happen because I discuss with someone else, okay? I have 2 patents, and maybe I am going to have the 3rd one, so cross the fingers, okay? And always, I create the patents with people because the patents comes from the thinking process between the diversity of different people. I mentioned with Mercedes, with my colleague yesterday. Yesterday, I have a clear, this is my 3rd patent. We are creating the 3rd patent, okay? I am not going to talk about the patents, but we are in the process. And it was funny because we represent, between my colleague that is working in New York and myself, we represent the diversity of the team, okay? We are working in a project that maybe I can share with you in May. What is the project, okay? And that project, well, I was very, very worried about to be sure that all the team is working on that, to be sure that the team is focusing the right questions, to be sure that the team assume the things that the others are doing. And my colleague from US asking me, Elisa, do you like to do a patent? So he was very focused on the objective, okay? And I was very focused on everything in the structure around that. Diversity. Different people, different kind of capabilities, different kind of competencies. And when you put together, you are able to achieve the best. I have the way, I look for the way how the team is able to work until to arrive to May, okay? He put the focus on the critical success factors, internal critical success factor for us, that is the patent. Both together, we will achieve the goals. If I was alone, maybe never happened the patent, okay? So that's the point, the diversity, how you are able to think with someone else to create the diversity that you need to really to create great ideas and great changes. And, well, I mentioned the positive attitude, okay? I had a colleague in UK that I remember that was maybe 10 years ago, but when I was talking with him, we were talking about one problem, and he advised me, Elisa, think in positive, because the other is so hard, and it's so many hours of work if you're thinking in negative, because and at the end, you need to become positive again, so it's double work. So be positive, less work for everyone, okay? Now, for sure that what I shared with you is happening in an environment that helping us and support us a lot, okay? So I work in a company allows us to have flexible tables. For me, that was really the key to be able to create my personal life and my private life, okay? To organize my timetable based on my personal needs and based on my daily job needs, okay? And the company allowed me to do that. Also, I was one of the first that worked from home, okay? And I used that for very different things. Just yesterday, I was working from home because I have a problem in the knee, and I decided to work from home without any kind of impact. I am able to do that, but I am able to do that from 1991, okay? So everyone in the company used this, and it's very useful in some of the periods of your life, when you have the children and so on, but not only the humans, but also the men, okay, that use this kind of programs. Also in the company, we have an opportunity, equal opportunity programs, okay, and this is fundamental. The reason that in IBM Spain, Mercedes, maybe you have better than me the numbers, but to the 40% ladies in the company, okay? And this is not just for chance. This is not happening just, this is not a lucky situation. This is a hard work that we start longer than 30 years ago, and that helping us currently in the board, in the chairman board, okay? We are 50-50, okay, in Spain. So this is, of course, I am living in this kind of company, and it's important to select the companies where you like to work, okay? Because this kind of different for us, but also make the difference for minds. Okay? And it's because the environment where we are working is completely different. So we have a clear metrics. The program is based that every time that we fulfill a position, we try to have the same numbers of candidates, female candidates and male candidates. Okay? Every time from the bottom to the up. But we start from the bottom. So after 30 years, this is the reason that if you go to the top now, we have enough candidates with enough capabilities to be in that kind of positions, because the program starts from the bottom. And now we have a real big challenge, because in the universities, and this is for you, okay, we don't find enough girls that want to work in technology. Okay? So, and it's a pity. I am going to say this in Spanish because I cannot say in English, okay? But y es verdadera pena. Tecnologías de la información es una de las áreas donde están los mejores sueldos. Y los estamos negando a la mitad del talento que tenemos como sociedad. Porque nuestras chicas no seleccionan y no quieren estudiar ingenierías. Y nos estamos negando a tener a estos talentos y que estos talentos tengan la capacidad de ocupar puestos con buenos sueldos y puestos con responsabilidad e impacto en la sociedad. Realmente una pena. A mí, como profesional, que tengo que seleccionar personas, entrar, y ahora mismo estamos seleccionando gente muy joven para entrar en la compañía, no somos capaces de cumplir ese programa, porque no somos capaces de tener el mismo curricular con las mismas capacidades de chicos y de chicas. Porque las chicas, hay pocas chicas estudiando áreas de tecnologías de la información y de ingeniería. e incluso matemáticas. Por lo tanto, esto, perdonad que lo haya hecho en español, pero quiero ser muy precisa en el mensaje, dado que tengo la oportunidad de tener aquí a este curso de bachiller del instituto, para que lo penséis mucho, ¿vale? Porque ahora mismo, por muchas razones, o si seguimos la tendencia, lo que estamos haciendo es negar los mejores sitios de esta sociedad a una porción muy grande de la sociedad. ¿Vale? Bueno, y os voy a pasar un vídeo que dice un poquito todas estas cosas que hacemos en IBM, porque el vídeo, bueno, porque lo explicará mucho mejor que yo. Ay. A ver. Esperaros que lo pongo desde aquí.
We are standing together, shoulder to shoulder, all working for one common good. And the good of each of us as individuals affects the greater good of the company.
These words from our founder, Thomas J. Watson Sr., reflect IBM's past and our corporate character today. In 1899, we hired Richard McGregor, an African American, 65 years before the Civil Rights Act of 1964. In 1914, we hired our first disabled employee, 76 years before the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act. In the 1930s, IBM continued its progressive workplace programs and policies with the arrival of professional women and equal pay for equal work, and promoted its first female vice president, Ruth Leach Amonette, in 1943. Women's careers at IBM have been on the rise ever since. In 1953, Thomas J. Watson Jr. established a policy of hiring people without regard to race, color, or creed, making IBM the first U.S. corporation to issue such a mandate. In the years that followed, this non-discrimination policy was expanded to include religion, sex, gender, gender identity or expression, sexual orientation, national origin, genetics, disability, and age. And in 2005, IBM became the first major corporation in the world to include genetics privacy in its non-discrimination policy. We push forward every day, advocating for our employees to provide stability, reassurance, and support. Just as we publicly advocated against the bathroom bills in the United States, so too have we set internal policies to extend same-sex partner benefits in 50 countries. For more than 100 years, from our founders to Ginny Rometty today, we believe that no one should face discrimination for being who they are.
We are privileged to work for a company that's had the opportunity to have an impact on history in so many ways.
IBMers speak with a diverse voice, representing more than 170 countries, encouraging all of us to think.
The reality is that it's a privilege to work in this company. And, but also, I think it's clear that in science and in technology, okay, we are living in a world, or we are living in an ecosystem that is main dominate areas, okay? And this is a reality. This is a reality that is represented, maybe yes, I said, because it's in the IT. If I asking you about people that is famous in the IT environment, you are looking these guys, okay? If you are thinking about research people, I try to pick up some of the last researchers that are currently living, okay? And maybe this is a reference for you, okay? But maybe not, because can we change it? And maybe we can change it, okay? Because if I try to select something in parallel from this country, we can find really 3 ladies that are driving the 3 IT companies in the country. So we have Marta Martinez, that is our chairman in IBM Spain, okay? We have Rosa, that is Microsoft chairman, and we have Francisca, that is Google chairman. And maybe, well, everyone knows Maria, okay? And the other 2 ones, are also very relevant science that are working, that are currently one of the top 10 science ladies in the country. So maybe it's a question to put the focus on the right people and to put the focus in the right models. But this is not enough. And this is not enough, this is not enough because there are a lot of inhibitors. And I am here that you know more than me about ecosystems and how the ecosystem works, okay? So the issue is, for instance, IBM is a subgroup of the ecosystem of the IT industry, okay? So we are a subgroup. In this subgroup, we are able to achieve to have a good diversity, okay? But in the rest of the ecosystem, so the real issue is we need to move and to take actions to change the rest of the ecosystem. Because if not, what is that the rest of the ecosystem is going to destroy us. And it's any better than me that in the protozoos this happened, okay? In any world, when an ecosystem is a dominant ecosystem, okay, what happens is that the ecosystem that has less population, the tendency is to disappear, okay? So that's the kind of issue, that challenge that in front of us. Maybe in science, the same happens. But if we go to doctors, the other day I was talking with one friend that is a lady and is a doctor, is very successful also in his professional life, okay? And maybe they don't have this kind of approach. They don't have this kind of it's really is more equal. So really, in front of these problems, we have two options, okay? We can succumb to the inhibitors, or we can recognize them and fight, okay? And to be honest, in my company, we know how to fight. Maybe this is not something that we are going to have success in the next 5 quarters, okay? But we can have success in a long-term journey, and we demonstrate that. So my proposal here is, if we like to fight, we need mentors, and we need mentors to mentor girls, but also to mentor boys. Because this problem is not only a problem of this, problem of the, okay? So we need to be active in the women networks. I am active, for instance, in the Society Women Engineers, but there are networks around, so to be active on this. Be part of the decision boards. Be part of the decision boards. Sometimes it's easier to be in the background, okay? But if you are in the background, you are not going to lead the things. So it's relevant to be part of the decision boards. Lead education initiatives. Anyway, any education initiatives. We are working a lot on this. Become a role model. Follow structural rules and reduce bias, okay? Because we need to change rules, for sure. But we start to be in the position to change rules. My country general manager, Marta Martinez, is able to change rules. My previous country general manager, one of the previous ones that was Juan P. Juan P. was one of the presidents in IBM Spain that make the difference in these opportunity programs. It's not a question about men and women, it's a question about what is the society that we like to have in the future. okay? So, and I like to finalize to share with you what are the kind of programs that we do. Well, we have one Women in Technology group in IBM Spain. This is led by Mónica Villas, that is one of my colleagues, also in the technical career. The other ones is ladies. We have a group, voluntary group of longer than 30 persons working in this Women in Technology. What we are working a lot, this is the principles of our teams. So we reinforce the contribution of technical women to IBM, bring technology closer to the little ones, okay? So to try to work in the education, encourage female university students, networking and training, and mentoring programs. So that's the kind of activities that we are doing. And what you see there is, well, some of the samples. So this year, we start to have small education sessions with areas to do things that may be different. Then how to use. So also we organize every year the IBM Technology School. We organize twice per year, and we have the children of the employees. We put together the children that they are 3 years old. Okay, we put together in a workshop that we do with them, and well, we teach them about how to organize a robot, how you can program a robot, how we are able now to work with Waxon, and how they can use Waxon for different things with the robot, okay? So really to teach them about the technology. And the last one is a program that we are starting now with the Madrid community, and that is for the schools, for the institutes, okay, for bachiller. And the idea is that the teachers, the technology teachers, that we are able to have workshops to use with the children using artificial intelligence, okay? So how the children with 15 or 18 years old are able to use artificial intelligence with this kind of tools, okay? And you are welcome. Because sometimes the real difficulty of these things is to thinking about the workshops, what we are going to teach them, okay? At the end, we are teaching them how they are able to have a conversation with a robot, okay? But maybe we can teach them how you are able and how you are able to manage some of the images that you have here, or other kind of ideas for these kind of workshops, okay? And also, we are available to try to reproduce that kind of workshops, maybe here in this institution, because happy to be able to be ambassadors, technology ambassadors, and to be able to close the gap between the children and the technology. Thank you very much. I hope that was. Questions? We have time for questions or no?
Questions there? Maria?
So you have convinced me, Elisa, if I would be one of these girls, I would study engineering, probably, and because I agree with you. So it's clearly the future, so, and there are very few girls in this career, so go for it. So if I were you, I think I would doubt between biology and engineering. Very good.
Yeah, because it's true. You have a lot of position open for that. Why you are going to fight in a place that there are too many people? Go to. If you suppose that you decided you are a good player in volleyball, okay? So to play very high rate, okay, is very good. You can go to the sorry, it's very easy. the Olympics. This is a reality, it's a fact. So the same other. Okay? Thank you.
And you talk about having role models. You're going to be my role model.
Thank you.
So, and I say this for a reason. So you went through like a positive attitude and being ambitious, and this is good. And I think it's good to that people hear, the young people hear that. And you talk a lot about also team building. And I'm going to ask you about, so because I think here you have different programs for schools and so on, but in terms of team building, I think companies like IBM or big companies, American companies, pay a lot of attention to this. So what do you really do in terms of, because it's true, so people work better when they're happy, right? And creating a happy environment in areas that are competitive is not easy. So maybe can you give us some examples of things that maybe you do at the company, or do you have programs for that, so trying to ease out interactions and some programs?
Yeah, okay, so let me sit down because I have the. Okay, so you have two different. In your question, there are two different aspects. Okay, one of them is the company environment. Okay, so and the other is the team that you are working. Okay, so. And I like to start the answer from the second one, okay? So the atmosphere of the team that you are working depend on you and depend of each of the members of the team, okay? However, the leader of the team is the person that marca el camino, okay? So it's very relevant to understand that and to use the tools to keep your team engaged with the aim of the team, not with you, with the things that you are going to achieve. Okay? So, and for me this is relevant, and this is make the difference. And it's difficult sometimes, for instance, to keep the team engaged with the aim when you are working in an Olympic project is very easy because everyone understands it, okay? We are going to be the gold medal for IT, okay? So this is it's very easy to visualize that, okay? When you have the team working in the new open account in a bank, it's very difficult, okay? Because you are not able to explain why it's not so easy to explain them why it's so relevant the work that they are doing, okay? But always you find a way. It's your mission as a leader to find the way to engage the teams with the things that they are doing, okay? Also, the other lessons learned that I learned in my projects is if you have a good spirit in your team, everyone that joined the team keep the good spirit, the positive spirit, okay? If your team has a negative spirit, everyone that joined are going to collaborate to the negative, okay? So even if you are yourself and you start your work and you are just maybe you are alone in the team, okay? The first is you join 2 persons more. Okay? Be sure that these 2 persons, the 3 of you, okay, create the spirit that are going to engage the rest when they join the team, because this is going to be fundamental, okay? And also manage very well within the changes. The changes are going to happen. Difficulties are going to appear. The things are not always good, okay? This is the problems appear. I mentioned before, you are very quiet, you are doing, and in one point of time, someone decided something that destroyed what you are doing, okay? And this is going to happen. So you need to manage that. And the first thing, in my experience, to be able to manage that is to be adaptive to the things that happen. Don't try to fight with the changes. This is not going to be success. Never. Okay? You need to adapt to the things and to engage your team with a new environment. This is fundamental. Now, from the point of view of the company, or from the point of view of an institution, okay, it's so relevant to have a good policies on the companies, okay? So, and the policies drive the rest of the things, okay? So drive the engagement of the employees. And it's very difficult, again, to renew the engagement of the employees every year, but it's so fundamental that is one of the main efforts of the companies and institutions, the main efforts that they take care every year, and not only every year with a strategic vision. So every year you need to review where you are and to have a good metrics about what is the engagement of the employees, but also you need to review every year what, in a strategic point of view, okay, how the things are going to move in the next 3 or 5 years. This is fundamental. Currently, IBM is in a very big change. We are changing completely as a company. This is the 3rd time, okay, completely product. Coming in 20 years ago, we was a hardware company. Currently, we are cognitive company, okay? Cloud company, nothing to do, okay? The only way to manage the employee, to manage the atmosphere of the company is to take this mission like one of the key missions of the change. Okay? Because if not, you lose the engagement of the people, and if you lose the engagement of the people, you lose completely the capability to make the change. Because at the end, everything happened because as individuals, we decided to be part of that change. If not, forget.
So I joined today. Congratulations, and just share with my son review that for myself has also been one of the most inspiring stories that I've listened here in the auditorium, and we listened to a lot of them, also very inspiring. I'm interested in this last part that you were mentioning, losing the engagement of the people, and in particular of women, to develop a scientific career to a higher level. This is an issue. We find mature scientists, really good scientists, that at the middle age decide, young or middle age, decide, oh no, it's difficult to combine this and the other, and there are so many difficulties and so many inhibitors in their careers that you lose the engagement. So, can you give us any tips? I think that maybe your company have followed in terms of what are the measures that you take to manage changes, measures to monitor if you do any, and mentor this, especially women. I mean, as you said, the society is going to change, and I share this view too, and it's changing every day, but this is going to be exponential. It would be a pity that in the 21st century, women are not part of this revolution, and that the new world is made without having relevant women in relevant positions. So, going to the practical terms, any measures that you are taking, any experience that your company or from other experience you may have, can you share any of this with us?
Okay, we measure everything, to be honest. In this kind of American companies, we measure everything, okay? And one of the things that we measure is how many ladies, how many women we have in that position, in that position, in that position, how they grow to one position to the others, how we are doing in compared with the total population. We have all the measures that you can, and also we identified that problem, okay? So from the point of view of women in technology, so is, as I mentioned, there are so many inhibitors, and one of them is the velocity of the changes in the industry, okay? That for ladies mainly, I don't know why, but it's true, they decided to abandon the technical career and to move to the management career and another kind of maybe sales career or other things, okay? So this is the same happened to us. So what we are doing is, for us, the only way to act to that kind, first is measure, to be sure, to understand where we are, okay? And also to understand if we need to put more effort or less effort in some specific areas, okay? Because not always you need to put the same kind of strong push, okay? Depending on the areas. So it's important to have the measures. For me, it's radical because you understand where you are going to put the focus, when you should put the focus, okay? So we use, for us, the tool is the mentorship, okay? So we have a mentorship programs for women. We have 3 levels of mentorship programs, okay? One of them is we have in a very early career, okay? We have also a special mentoring program for women with a lot of talent that there are in this mid-age, okay? And we like to keep them engaged with the future. So we have these very specific programs for there, and this is on a very high level, a very top level. It's managed by distinguished engineers, like other ladies like me in the company. Okay, so it's not. So we try to create the role models. We try to give them the view of yes, we can. Okay, so we use this mentoring program specifically for these talent ladies, and also we have a mentoring program but this is more local. Okay. For any kind of professional progression for women in each of the regions, in each of the, we call markets, okay? That is our area of responsibility. So 3 different kind of programs. Just to give you an example, now I am going to have 2 Japanese mentees, ladies, okay? Because they identified this issue in Japan, and they decided to open through the Academy of Technology, so different members of the Academy of Technology, we are going to mentor Japanese ladies in order to helping them to grow on the career. And mainly what we are going to create is the confidence that they can, okay? So that's the mission of this kind of programs, that's it, okay?
One thing that I realize is that it's my belief that we don't need to, not only to attend and mentor the girls at the schools, but also the teachers. I think that is there, through them and through the families and through the society, girls are receiving messages. And it's very difficult for the girls to overcome inhibitors that happen all over. The role models are essential. And I think we don't have enough
No, and it's a very good idea, Annabelle, to do that, because it's true. It's true. I remember when I was in the school, I have a teacher, okay, that asking me, as they asking me about what you are going to do, mathematics, and said, why you are going to do mathematics? To teach people, it's better to do chemics, because you are able to teach chemics, mathematics, and physics. And say, yes, but I am not going to be a teacher. Okay, so that's the only problem. I am not going to be a teacher. So it's not a question, it's true. And maybe another question is, when we lose the capability to take decisions as individuals. How many influence we have around us that drive the decisions that we have. And this is maybe more philosophical question, okay? But I think we need to think about this question. Because I don't know when because it's true, the issue is the influence that we have from different sectors, even the boys, okay? It looks like we are pushing the boys to become engineer, and we are pushing the girls to go, and why? Why they don't allow them to take their own decisions about what they are going to do in their life? Because the best that you can achieve in this life is to dedicate your life to the things that you love. This is the best that can happen to someone, okay? So why? However, I really like the proposal about the teachers. We teach, to be honest, this is going to be the 5 years that we teach the professors in the Madrid community, okay, about technology. So maybe we need to include something in that course, okay, about to try to avoid bias on the education of the children. I think that's a very good idea. Mercedes, take notes, because we are going to do that, okay?
There is one last question there. Yeah. Sure.
Issues. So it's not only technological engineer and not only for focuses for technological business, also for biomedical research.
Yeah.
We have a place to.
And also, more and more, we are going to have a multidisciplinary. The problems, how we afford the resolution of the problems, we need a multidisciplinary teams. So this is what I said, the future is very excited from that point of view, because to have some diversity teams, not only from the point of view of gender, but also from the point of view of capabilities and knowledge, is really very excited. And yes, I agree. And well, I think in the future we are not going to be alone, okay? The only engineer and the only... It's true, I was several times alone in some meetings and so on, but to be honest, I am not, and that's maybe another reflection. I never find myself like an exception in the meeting. Okay? So even I don't recognize myself as an exception. Okay? Because I am a person, that's it.
Well, I'm sure you will join me to thank you again, Elisa, for
very
interesting.
It's
been a pleasure to listen to you. Elisa has been very nice. She's going to stay a bit longer after, so there are a few drinks outside. So you want to continue these discussions, we can do it outside. Right? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.